I thought I must be heading towards, a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, what goes where?
I was an entrepreneur stuck in an employee's body. And so I told myself, as soon as the next sale comes in, I don't care if it's just one sale, I'm doing it. A sale came in, I quit my job.
You outdid yourself, you really did.
Thank you.
My name is Anna Abramzon, and I'm an artist. I can't wait to put it up. You're gonna see how well it fits in the room. Oh, it's so awesome, I love it. In the Jewish tradition, you get something called a ketubah, which is a decorative marital contract. So I decided to paint a ketubah for my husband and I, my soon-to-be husband, and I had a different twist on it. And people liked it, and that's when I found this niche that I could make art for people's weddings, and I also make art for all kinds of special occasions. Her dad just passed away, so she's ordering this as like the poem they said at his funeral. Anything that celebrates love and that commemorates an important moment for somebody, that's when people turn to my art, and it's really a privilege. I always had art like as a side hustle. I would sell random pieces, I had gallery shows, but it was never my focus because I always was so focused on having a salary. So after building the business up a little bit, it wasn't sustaining us enough for us to be a 1.5 income household. So I went and I got a job. And things were so much harder than I thought they would be. It got so dark in here. I wasn't willing to give up on the art business, and somehow I thought, sure, it's no problem to handle both. I was always working. I would go to work in the morning, be all stressed out at my day job because of all the emails coming in about my night job, and then I would come home and I would like hustle rush to get kids to bed, and I would sit down at the computer and I would work until I was like my eyes were closing, and then I'd wake up in the morning and do the same thing over and over and over and over.
I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I was like a wreck. There was just no way one person could handle that much anymore. My life started to completely fall apart, and I started to become unraveled. Ooh, so high.
Making a living off my art was a dream, but it felt like a pipe dream.
The first thing you change is the view, from monthly to quarterly.
I realized I really needed someone who knew what they were doing in terms of accounting and finance, and in came Caroline.
I am Anna's business and financial consultant. This number right here, because something's a little weird. Anna was actually looking for someone to help with her marketing, her forecasting, so that she knew exactly what it was she was going to be when she decided to quit her full-time job. Highlight Q3, but after doing some research and looking into things, she needed the financial side a lot more than she realized, but they complemented one another quite well.
And this one I wasn't sure about. Where does it go?
I'd been making roughly the same amount for a few years, but what I hadn't realized was that I was spending more than half of what I was making.
The number one thing as a brand new entrepreneur is to start with a good financial base, a good chart of accounts, a good accounting system, a good process of how things are going to flow. That number right there is what came out of your bank account. Because it is much cheaper to do it up front than to pay somebody to go back and fix it all.
This is not my strong suit. This is not what I do. And she's just like patient and kind and like goes over it again and again and again. And she's a saint.
First, I had her open a business checking account so we can move everything. And then open the savings account. Branding. Your branding needs to be consistent. Printers.
Here she is.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. There were many, many reasons I never seriously considered investing in my own printer and really starting to do all the work myself. I thought my model was that this part of the job was outsourced, and that's it. Once Caroline was like, you should really consider doing this yourself, it's gonna bring your costs way down. And so I went ahead and ordered it. The prints are like incredible. Colors are so vibrant.
Do you think this was a good investment?
It was an amazing investment, actually.
In 2016, my printing cost was 17% of my gross revenue, and after the first quarter this year, it had gone down by 10%. My mindset changed when I started working with Caroline. I made a commitment that I was going to spend X amount of time on my business every week. When I started doing that, the business grew.
And now I have to make adjustments.
Make adjustments.
So, okay, the adjustment is 14 cents.
I didn't know if I could quit my day job.
I definitely got mixed feedback from family and friends. It's hard to go from having a steady salary to not having anything you can 100% guarantee is coming in.
But I knew that I was gonna be absolutely miserable if I didn't go through with it. Quitting my job was on the tip of my tongue for so long. I'm like, okay, maybe, yeah, I'll think about it, yeah, I'll think about it. And then one day I'm like, yep, I did it. It's incredible, it's so fulfilling, it's just satisfying.
I am so excited for the art show. So first of all, I think probably the hardest part of the process is just choosing what you want to show. Well, I might want some opinions. And then, there's picking the frames, writing descriptions of all the work, an artist statement.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Now let's just get them hung.
So how fun.
Are you loving doing this full time?
Oh my gosh, I'm like a different person. Now looking back, I realize that it's not sustainable at all. I mean, I was like a crazy person, but you don't see that until you're out of it.
The framing really does it. I mean, just puts it all, yeah. It's gorgeous. Her husband said the best compliment to me was she's now happy because she's following her passion.
I love logging into QuickBooks. It's so exciting. I love logging in because it gives me such clear numbers, and they're good numbers,
The real numbers.
One of the things Caroline had me set up was a separate checking account for my business. So now I have a very clear way using QuickBooks to see exactly how much is coming in and how much I am spending. And so now that everything's separate and not mixed up with my personal expenses, I can clearly see how much I can afford to pay myself each month, and I can budget much easier.
I'm in a totally different headspace. I'm so much more creative now. I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking about art. What am I gonna make today?
I have time to have a much more personal relationship with my customers now, which is also really satisfying because I'm a people person.
Спасибо. Всего хорошего. Just trying to revel in the moment,
One of my quotes to her was, "I can't wait till your signature becomes an autograph."
My goals were so much smaller than they are now. I want to grow the business significantly. I want to branch out into more products. So I think I'm gonna try woodcut ketubas. So because I could do it the same way, but with wood, and a wood frame. Wouldn't that be so cool? Amazing. Eventually, I want to get the business to a place where I can hire people who are better at marketing than I am to do marketing, and to hire people who are better at web design and all that stuff to do the web, so that I can just do what I'm good at, which is painting.
Having an accountant has completely changed the way I run my business, and it's just a game changer.
So, is this what you dreamed of, or is this what you wanted?
To have a solo show like this is just a total dream come true.